Have you been denied or cut off from long-term disability? Ask a Lawyer is here for you. Each week, experts from DisabilityRights.ca answer your questions. Visit cp24.com/askalawyer and watch Mondays at 9 p.m. on CP24.
Welcome to Ask a Lawyer Disability Law. This is CP24. I am your host every week, John Scholes, but the guy with the brains will be on your screen momentarily, Sivan Tamarkin from DisabilityRights.ca. Always reach out to Sivan. Right off the top, I'd like to give you that phone number for a chat, free consultation as well, 1-855-821-5900. Ask at DisabilityRights.ca as well. We cover a ton of things every 30 minutes on the show every week, and the main topic will be 5 ways to make your disability claims stronger and more robust. We'll get to that in just a bit. Some emails, other questions, possibly some phone calls. We are chock full of information and education. That's why we do this show every week. And we always get it started with a case of the day or a week that was something you want to talk about, Sivan. So what do you got going on this week, pal?
Hey, John, good to be here with you. And let me start off by telling you and our viewers, because many have been asking me, are you a lawyer? Do you deal with these kinds of issues, or do you just talk about it more academically just to teach people? And you know, my answer is I am a lawyer. I'm a practicing lawyer. We have a team of lawyers. And what we do day in and day out is we help people who are struggling with their insurance companies with short or long-term disability or injury claims get the compensation that they deserve. And we do this in Ontario, we do this in other provinces, we do this really everywhere, almost everywhere across the country. So let me tell you about an interesting situation that's been happening. And John, we've talked about this person in the past. It's a friend of mine who has been on long-term disability for just over a year and a few months. And he just recently got a phone call from his case manager who has said to him that in about 8-9 months or so, he's going to be approaching that 2-year mark. And you remember the 2-year mark for long-term disability claims, that's usually when insurance companies stop paying you long-term disability. And in many instances, they should not be doing that. They should not be stopping paying to pay. But most people don't understand and don't know that. And so what they were telling him is they were saying, look, we want you to be seeing one of our treatment providers, one of our psychologists. We know that you're seeing yours, but we think that we can complement that by sending you to one of ours. And incidentally, even though you're suffering from all these mental health issues and heart issues, by the way, he has both types of issues, we are going to look at ways of trying to get you back into the workforce. Now, that sounds great, except that he's nowhere near being ready to go back to work. And of course, this created tremendous anxiety for him. And he's not the only one. There's other people that I've talked to, and I talk to all the time, who are told by their insurance companies that in a little bit of time, in a month, 2 months, 5 months, they're going to get to that 2-year mark of being on long-term disability, and that their benefits will end at that point. And I'm here to tell you that if you are still unable to go back to work, if your doctors are backing you up, your doctors are saying you still need more time, more treatments, the insurance company is not allowed to cut off your benefits, except for rare circumstances. For example, if you've reached the age limit under the policy, under most policies it's age 65, or let's say you're not doing any treatments, even though your doctors are prescribing them. In some cases, insurance companies may tell you legitimately that your benefits will end, but that 2-year mark, telling you that you only have benefits for 2 years, in the vast majority of cases, when I look at the medical documentation and I speak with these individuals, it's as plain as day that the insurance company is wrong. And so what is the answer to this? Well, the answer is for me to give you the information you need to explain to you what options you have so that we can get the compensation you deserve, so that the insurance company either doesn't cut you off, or if they have cut you off or will cut you off, for us to fight them for you and get the benefits that you are owed. So it's really important to understand your benefits do not automatically end at that 2-year mark. And that's what my friend really needed to hear. And he feels much better about it. The stress levels are significantly down, but he's not the only one. Many, many people experience this, John, unfortunately.
Want to mention another way to reach out and track us as well, DisabilityRights.ca. That's a good way to also find a radio show near you that carries our weekly show. Again, we discuss a lot of things. We educate you every week and get a ton of good phone calls from the radio shows as well. We like to play them back. Again, learn and insight from them. We'll get to our first call of the show today. Right now, listen up.
My wife recently had surgery on her back, and she has to stay off work for a while. Now, she's been on long-term disability for over a year, and now the insurance company is telling her that she has to go back to work in a few weeks, or they will cut off her insurance. She can't go back to work. That's what her doctors are saying. And now her employer is also saying that if she doesn't go back sometime soon, they will replace her.
Seen this movie before. What do you think?
Well, exactly. We just talked about something similar about an insurance company telling you your benefits will end. Look, this gentleman here is legitimately concerned about his wife, and she's obviously very anxious. Now, this is a classic case where a person is stuck between a rock and a hard place. The employer, who's pressuring you, and the insurance company who's telling you your benefits will end. Well, luckily, at our law firm, we focus and we deal with those two areas of law, specifically employment law and disability law. So I can tell you, let's focus on the disability part, since this is a disability show, that in this case, as long as this gentleman's wife is unable to continue to go back to work at the present time and in the foreseeable future, the insurance company cannot cut off her benefits. If they do, she has legal recourse against them, and this is what we do. We apply those legal levers of pressure against the insurance company. Now, she has to also understand that she has to continue getting the backing of her doctor. And again, this is something that I would advise them to make sure that I review the medical documentation, to explain to them what we need from their doctors, and to push back on the insurance company. And John, many times people, when they deal with these adjusters, they don't know what the right answer is. They don't know what to tell the adjuster, the insurance company. They just know that they're being told that their benefits will end or that they have to go back to work prematurely. I'm here to tell you that the insurance company has no right to do that. They cannot force you back to work. They can try and pressure you to go back to work by telling you your benefits will be cut off, but we can fight back against that. It's not hard to push back against the insurance company. This is what we do each and every day. And again, I want to make sure our listeners understand this and our viewers understand, John. It doesn't cost anything to speak to myself or a member of my team about your case, your situation. We do this all the time, not just these shows, but we speak with people each and every day for free, empowering them and making sure that you understand your legal rights when it comes to dealing with insurance companies.
We have lots more to go. We'll get into a quick break. 5 ways to make your disability claims stronger. That is on the other side as we continue. Lots more Ask a Lawyer Disability Law here on CP24. Don't go anywhere.
Do you have questions about your employment law rights? Ask a Lawyer is here for you. Each week, experts from employmentlawyer.ca answer your questions. Visit cp24.com/askalawyer and watch Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on CP24.
And welcome back. Ask a Lawyer Disability Law here on CP24. Always reach out to Savan and his team anytime. Free consultation and just a chat if that's what you need. Do both. 1-855-821-5900. Scan that QR code and use the email address ask@DisabilityRights.ca. Okay, main topic time. We have one every week. This week, Savan, it is 5 ways to make your disability claim stronger. Number 1, get referrals to specialists. How about that?
So this is a very interesting point, John, because many people obviously don't have access to specialists or don't even know that they need a specialist. They talk to their doctor provides them with whatever diagnosis and tells them what to do. But there are some conditions, be it a mental health condition, or maybe you have chronic pain, you need a physiatrist or chronic pain specialist, orthopedic surgeon. The reality is that if you take the initiative and ask your doctor for a referral, and you go to a specialist, now you have someone else that potentially could back up your argument that you cannot work or you have difficulty working or you need certain treatments. The insurance company is going to have that much of a harder time telling you that you're not entitled to those benefits. So if you get the referrals to specialists, not only are you potentially going to get better health-wise, right, because you're seeing somebody who has a specialty in that area, but it will strengthen your claim, arguably, against the insurance company and insulate you against them trying to cut you off.
Second thing you need to do, make sure your doctors send updated reports to the insurer. I know doctors, it's kind of a bit of a drag for them, but most of them comply and they're pretty good doing this sort of thing, right?
Well, exactly. And many of them don't actually know what the insurance companies are requesting. But the key thing here is timely reporting, because insurance companies do require these updated reports. They do need information from your doctors, not just you, about your condition, your symptoms, the progress, your treatments, prognosis. This is really important. And if your doctors do not provide those reports, or those updates, that could compromise your claim. So make sure you have that communication with your doctor. Again, I'm cognizant of their time. They're very busy, but it is really important to provide that to the insurance company.
Talking about 5 ways to make your claim stronger. The third one seems obvious, right? But we always throw it in there that you got to comply with all your doctors and every the treatment they prescribe, right?
You do. And that's absolutely key. Look, you have an obligation by law to mitigate your damage, to get better, to get healthier, to try and get back to work. And the way you do that is by following your doctor's treatment recommendations. Now, sometimes there are certain things that the doctors will tell you to do, take certain pills or maybe do something that may not necessarily be good for you, or you're not going to like it. Let's say you have a reaction to certain medication. That's okay. Speak to your doctor. Make sure that you're in communication with them. You don't want to have a situation where the insurance company says that you are not following any treatment recommendations and are not doing anything, because that would mean that you're in breach of your policy. So by following the treatment recommendations, by speaking with your doctor and doing what you need to do to get better, you're proving to the insurance company that you are in fact trying to get better, and they should continue to pay you as a result.
Number 4, just as important, you want to document all your symptoms and limitations. Write everything down, right?
So that's key, exactly. You want to make sure that you don't gloss over anything. You don't inflate anything. You don't talk about symptoms or conditions that are potentially not really that significant. At the same time, you don't want to underplay anything. If there are certain things that are bothering you, again, you speak with your doctors. Remember, your doctor is actually taking notes during your meetings, right? So they have clinical notes and records, and the insurance company is entitled to copies of many of those. So you want to make sure that really everything gets fleshed out, that you're being very thorough, because again, the insurance company is going to be basing their decision based on what they see in those records.
What we're talking about is 5 ways to make your disability claim stronger. Now, number 5, it may be tougher than the previous 4, but you got to do, and that is monitor your social media, right?
Yes. This is an issue that keeps coming up, John. I mean, ever since they invented social media, insurance companies have had a field day. And the thing is this, they will cherry pick information. First thing that happens when they get a claim in the door, not first thing, but maybe one of the first things, they'll start Googling you, they'll go to Facebook, Instagram, anything they can get their hands on to see if they can get any pictures or videos, anything current, anything that undermines what you're telling them. Because the reality is, if they can latch on to something, even something that is innocuous, something that is, it's just you smiling, maybe at an occasion, a grandmother's party, they're going to try and use that to show, oh, look, he's not as disabled as he says that he is. When that's not even the case, right? That's not really the case. But they will try to latch on to anything social media. So either turn on your privacy settings to the highest level or just get off social media. Again, I understand that's something people want to do, but it can compromise your claim, because insurance companies, in my experience, have abused it in the past when they've been able to actually get some of those profiles and see some of those photos and videos. They've thrown it in my clients' faces, even though, again, they're cherry picking. But don't give them that ammunition. That's all I'm saying. Be very careful. Be smart with what you post.
All your questions every week provide insight and advice to the show, so we appreciate that. We'll get to more of those on the other side of the break, which we'll take right now, and coming right back with lots more Ask a Lawyer Disability Law on CP24. Stay tuned.
Have you been denied or cut off from long-term disability? Ask a Lawyer is here for you. Each week, experts from DisabilityRights.ca answer your questions. Visit cp24.com/askalawyer and watch Mondays at 9 p.m. on CP24.
Welcome back. Ask a Lawyer, Disability Law on CP24. John Scholes here. Sivan Tamarkin, always available, DisabilityRights.ca. Here's the phone number as well. You want to call Sivan, the consultations are free. Have a chit-chat if you wish, 1-855-821-5900. Email we always use and refer to ask@DisabilityRights.ca. Again, the general questions we get every week are amazing because they provide insight and advice for people out there. Listen up, Sivan. Here's the first question for this week. I got 2 of them coming up. Here's number 1.
Do you have to follow the treatment plan of the insurance company's doctors if your own doctor disagrees?
Love that question.
It is a very good question, because It does happen. And what happens is that the insurance company will hire their own medical consultant, or they have one in-house. They'll do a review of your claim, and then they'll tell you, or the adjuster will tell you, this is what our medical consultant says. And here's the thing, if it complements whatever your doctors are saying, I always tell people, look, if the insurance company is suggesting that you do something by way of treatment, just run this by your doctors. If your doctors are okay with it, then go ahead and do it. If it doesn't hurt you, maybe it's going to help you. But if they are suggesting something that contradicts what your doctors are saying, as between the two of them, the insurance company's medical consultant or your doctor, I would follow my doctor's advice every day of the week, 100%, because they know me. My doctor knows me. My doctor knows my history. My doctor has my best interests at heart. I have no idea who this medical consultant is for the insurance company. So again, I wouldn't be difficult just to be difficult. Again, I would run whatever those recommendations are by my doctor. And if my doctor is okay with it, great. Otherwise, if there's a problem, I would defer to my doctor, and I would then tell the adjuster what my doctor says. And if need be, I'm going to get a note from my doctor explaining why it is he does not recommend that I do certain things that their medical consultant does. And if the insurance company then takes any punitive action against you, they cut off your benefits, they tell you that they're going to cut off your benefits, whatever, you give us a call immediately, because then we'll review everything with you at no charge. We'll tell you what your options are and what to do with the adjuster, how to deal with the insurance company. Ultimately, your health is number one. That's really the key here, okay? You shouldn't play fiddle to the insurance company just because they think that they know better than your doctor. It's just not the case.
Question number one was excellent. Here comes question number two. Sivan, listen up.
Is it legal for the insurance company to watch you while you're on long-term disability?
I'm smelling surveillance, I think.
Yes. So if we're talking about surveillance, it is legal, again, with some caveats. The private investigator cannot interact with you. They cannot go into your private residence. They can follow you. They can take photos and videos. It does happen, but keep in mind, some people call me, John, and they say, I've been surveyed now for a month. Every day there's a car outside my house. I can guarantee you the insurance company is not paying someone to be outside your door 24 hours a day. It is extremely expensive. Remember, 20 years ago, John, I used to work for insurance companies. I used to order surveillance myself on individuals. I can tell you that the budgets are very slim for those kinds of surveillance, for this kind of stuff. But can the insurance company order that and do it? Yes, they can. The problem arises when the insurance company uses that as evidence to say that you're lying or not being truthful and to stop your benefits. And again, in many cases, it's just not the case. They're gaslighting you. Many times the surveillance doesn't actually do or say or show what the insurance company says it does. So we've had many cases when people were cut off, their benefits were cut off because of surveillance, only for us to review the surveillance, and the surveillance actually confirms what our clients are saying. So we went back to the insurance company and we told them, you better reinstate the benefits or pay them a settlement, or else we go after you legally. And insurance companies have backed down. So again, they have a right to do it within certain parameters, okay, that we've explained, and there's a lot more on this topic, obviously, which I'm happy to speak with people about for free. But what you need to understand is that insurance companies will not do this all the time. It is very, very expensive for them.
Want to finish up the show this week with an email? We'll do that after a short break, so stay tuned. More Ask a Lawyer Disability Law is coming right up.
Have you been denied or cut off from long-term disability? Ask a Lawyer is here for you. Each week, experts from DisabilityRights.ca answer your questions. Visit cp24.com/askalawyer and watch Mondays at 9 p.m. on CP24.
And welcome back. Thanks for hanging out through the break here. Ask a Lawyer Disability Law on CP24. I'll give you some contact information. We always like to do that. You want to reach out to Sivan by phone. Consultation, by the way, is free, or if you just need some information, do not hesitate to call. There's the number, 1-855-821-5900. Email, you can back it up with one of those, ask@disabilityrights.ca, and scan that QR code as well. And Sivan, that's where we want to end the show this week, with an email. It goes as follows. Sivan, I underwent chemo for an aggressive form of cancer. Now, as 2 years approach, my insurer insists I return to my demanding executive role. Though I'm still unwell, they've already set an end date for my payments. Can I stop them from cutting me off? Should I just wait for it to happen and then appeal their decision?
That's a perfect scenario and question, and I'm so sorry this person is going through that, John. But again, remember the 2-year mark, right? Insurance companies often will cut you off or try and force you to go back to work. prematurely. And so the answer here is this: if the insurance company has told you they're going to cut you off benefits, and they've given you a date, and you are now ready to go back to work, and your doctors agree that you're now ready, the insurance company is now, they've committed what we call in legal speak anticipatory breach. They've now breached the contract that you have with them, the contract of insurance. They cannot do that, which means it's actionable. We can take action against the insurance company. And John, I tell people, whenever this happens, you contact me ASAP. Why? Because if you wait until they actually stop the benefits, until the train goes off the cliff, it's going to take that much longer to then get them to either reinstate your benefits or get the settlement that you're owed. Why wait? They've already breached the contract by taking an unlawful position. We can help you with that. And if we can act now, we may be able to avoid a situation where you have no money coming in. That's absolutely key. Forget about the appeal process. Forget about trying to convince them not to cut you off, not to stop you. The reality is that if they've told you that they've set a date in the system, that date is coming, your benefits will end. You need to reach out so we can help you, and we will be able to help you.
That appeal is the first hiccup. Don't do the
100%.
appeal.
But don't even wait until your benefits end. Why wait? I mean, this is a perfect scenario. This is a horrible situation for this person, but we can help them. Right? These cases are not difficult to resolve for us. We deal with these cases all the time. These insurance companies think they can do whatever they can. They can't when we are on the other side.
Just, you got to head them off at the pass, right?
You do.
Yeah.
You do. You let us apply pressure on them. Focus on trying to get better. Don't deal with them yourself. Right? This person is not in the headspace for that. Focus on your health. Let us apply pressure on the insurance company and make sure that you get the money that you're owed.
Message is sent. There you go. There's not much more we can tell you on that particular topic, but you want to continue the conversation, you have the option always with a phone call, with an email, reaching out online. That phone number I'll give it to you one more time before we go to reach out to Suzanne and his team. Free consultation, right? 1-855-821-5900. Email ask@DisabilityRights.ca and go to DisabilityRights.ca to find a radio station near you that carries our weekly show. We get a lot of phone calls and emails from that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Ask a Lawyer Disability Law right here on CP24.